So I got myself a new challenge. I got a oven here that the customer complains that when you turn it on, it smells god awful, and it's like a urine smell because mice got in it, made a big old nest, and peed and pooped all in the insulation. So my project today is try to get the insulation out, replace it, put this old stove back together, and see if I can't get it fixed for her. So don't know how bad it's going to be, don't know how gross it's going to be, but you can come along for the ride. Maybe we'll get this stove fixed and going again. So of course, first step, we just lower these little tabs down here, and we'll get this, raise this up on both sides. We'll pull the door off. Take 2 hands for that. I'll get me a screwdriver, start taking all these screws off, and we'll see how bad that insulation looks like inside. I've seen a couple of videos, people doing insulation, but only on brand new stoves, easy peasy. Haven't seen nobody do a video on a old nasty stove, so we'll see how it turns out. Step 1, be sure to put the glass way out of the way where it doesn't get broke. I've broken before, and they're $100, so don't do that. Lesson learned from the past. All right, let me get a screwdriver and see what I can do. So I've started my journey. I've taken all these screws out here across the top. Got me a board here to prop this up nice and high so I can get to everything. Taking the screws off the back. I've just got one more screw here to take that off. See all of its innards. So I'll just keep taking out screws until I get down to all the installations. All I know to do. Okay, check this out. You push in this little tab right here, and that releases the whole top. You know, after you unclip the wire. There we go. Got that out of the way. Getting a little closer, ain't we? Alright, I got a few more screws to take out across the back. Okay, a couple of screws across the back. This whole thing comes off. And you can see they really did a number on it, didn't they? Messed it up. Alright, we'll get me a garbage can and gather all this crap out of here. Well, how's that for a disassembly? I know I didn't show step by step because every stove is going to be different. I just keep taking screws out till I've kind of got to this point, and it's not too many screws. I should be able to get all that back together. But now it's opened up enough, I can get in there and clean everything out good. Maybe get a shop vac, pressure wash it or something, let it dry, and then get some new insulation in there. That's my plan anyway. So I'm just going to keep moving along, and I'll just video a little bit here, a little bit there, just kind of give you the idea, so maybe you can do it yourself also. Okay, another thing I've done as a precaution, I've taken the control board out because I don't want to get it wet, but I took a picture of my wires before I unplugged them. That's always wise, so we'll get that out of the way. Now for good measure, I got me some vinegar here. Got me a little spray bottle, and I've been going to town on this thing, just squirting it down real good. Let it soak for a little while, then hose it off again. Get rid of the old stinky smell, make it smell like a brand new oven. If I get that new insulation on it too. Where I say we're good halfway done. I think so, getting there pretty good now. And don't forget there's insulation that goes on the very, very bottom also. There's the original piece here. So I'm going to replace it too. So we'll get it all took care of here. So time to get me some gloves and start doing some insulation. Alright, I'm starting the insulation process. You see I've got it in the bottom real good. A little trick for cutting insulation is get you a 2-4, lay it down. As you lay it down, take you one of these long razor blades. Just give it a slice like that. You make nice, clean, straight cuts. That works out pretty well. So I've got this insulated good. bottom. So I'll button this back up, turn it back right side up, and get some insulation over the top and down along the sides. All right, kind of puffy. You gotta squeeze it down a little bit, but you get the idea. Pretty simple process. Just get it insulated good. I'll have some down at the bottom. I'll have to cut off the excess here at the bottom. That's working pretty well. Now I just got to start putting a few screws in this thing, get it back together. Okay, you see it's starting to look a little bit better. I got to fix some wires here where the mice chewed into. I got to get that took care of. And slowly but surely we'll piece this thing back together and get these wires fixed and hook it up and give it a test run. Just make sure everything works correctly. Okay, I've repaired my wires and I'm putting the top back on it here. Installation's all good. Easy peasy. Okay, so here's your tip. When you're putting all these screws on here, put them all in loosely first. And then once you get them all started, then tighten them down. Because you got a lot of holes to get lined up at the same time. So there's your good tip. Alright, I'm doing my first test run out here. If you can see, it's 350 degrees. And I'm confirming that with my little thermometers there. They're both sitting right at 350. Good and warm inside the oven. But out here, you can touch it with your hand. Nothing, no heat's coming through at all. So that insulation is doing its job. Got no funky smells. I think we may have fixed this one. And what this cost me? Nothing. Had the insulation left over from another project, so got that thing fixed up for $0. Pretty good, pretty good. Okay, I'm doing another test. I'm putting it in clean mode. And I noticed it's kind of interesting how when you go in clean mode, there's this little motor on the back side. It rotates the little lever, and it actually locks the door here, so you can't open it when it's in clean mode because it's going to get cranking hot. And so we'll let that sit in clean mode and see how it does. If anything's going to smell, it'll smell there, but I don't think we're going to have any issues. So that's what we're going to do next. Well, I had to stop my cleaning mode because then it dawned on me that thing's, I looked it up, it's going to get like 900 degrees, and these things only go to 550, so I was afraid I might melt or destroy them. So I'm going to take these out of the way because they're cranking hot, and then we'll close the door. It's that little latch I was telling you about. Now let's put it back in clean mode. Let me see, we'll go clean. Looks like it's a two-hour process. Okay, I heard a click. You see that little motor turning? That's locking the latch. That's the wires I had to fix that controls that motor. Alright, click, click. Alright, so now we're in clean mode. We'll crank that sucker up to 900 degrees. We'll see if the insulation holds. Okay, so I know what you're thinking. You're saying, he put regular insulation in there. He can't do that. It'll burn the place down. But no, I've talked to two appliance guys. I've been doing this stuff for 30 years. And they've both put regular insulation in ovens like this for years and never had a problem. And I kind of did a little research too, because like the tip of a flame, that's like 2,000 degrees or so. See, like it'll char, but it won't catch fire. Remember, it's fiberglass. So, and the hottest this is going to get, even in cleaning mode, like normal baking, you're looking at 350 degrees, but cleaning mode, you're going to get maybe 900 degrees. So everything should be fine and safe. And I'm going by advice from other appliance guys that's been doing this for years. So that's what we're doing, and because I'll keep you updated and see how it turns out after we get all this testing done. Okay, so it's been cleaning now for almost 2 hours. It's good and warm. You can still touch it. It won't burn you, but it's cranking hot in there. I think it's at about 900 degrees. You see the element in there is red hot. So let's try to stop it here and see if it'll shut down. All right, click. And see if that motor's going to do its thing. Oh, maybe it's on a timer. It probably, because it is so hot, it probably takes a while for it to actually disconnect, for it to cool down. clear. Yeah. Yeah, the door still won't open. So I guess I just have to be patient, don't I? Alright, well, it'll eventually open up and we'll look inside, see how everything looks. Then all I have to do is finish putting the back on it and tidy up the wires, and we'll deliver this back, and we'll get a report from her. But I don't smell anything. I think everything's going to be just fine. Okay, all back together. Everything works perfect. All that top elements work. Stove, bake, broil, oven cleaning, and everything's all put back together. So I am ready to load this up and take it back, and I'll wait a few weeks before I post this video. I want to make sure everything's fixed, no more complaints. I think it will be just fine. So instead of throwing it in the landfill, we fixed it, and like I said before, it didn't cost anything. I already had the installation laying around, about 3 hours labor. So heck, if I can do it, you can do it too. Thanks for watching. Have a blessed day. See you. Bye.